everybody, my name is Margaret and welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you what to pick up and what not to pick up when you go to the thrift store when you're looking for costume jewelry or fine jewelry that you might want to sell online. So if you have ever been at the thrift store and you are looking at a sea of necklaces, bracelets, earrings, a full case, and you have no idea where to even start, then this video is definitely for you. These are some things that I picked up. I've got some footage from the thrift store, and then I've got some that I actually bought from this same thrift store to share with you and talk to you about why there are things that I left on the rack and why there were things that I picked up. Now, if you see something that I missed, please leave a comment down below because absolutely I missed things. And also, there are some things that maybe if the price had been lower, I might have picked them up, but because the price was a little higher and I wasn't willing to take that chance, I just didn't pick them up. But before we get started, go down there and leave me a comment. I want to know what kind of struggles you're having with your jewelry reselling business. I'm trying to make really quality videos to help everybody ramp their jewelry business up in the new year. So make sure you let me know so that I can address those kinds of issues in the videos coming up in the future. All right, let's get started. Let's take a look at the footage that I took from Savers. We'll talk about the things that I didn't pick up, and then at the end I'll come back and share the things that I did pick up and discuss why. All right, so I'm going to apologize in advance for being a little bit bouncy. I'm trying to look at these and record at the same time. So these earrings, I didn't pick these up. They were a pair that I might have picked up if they had been $1 or $2. They looked like pretty good quality, but there was no maker's mark. So for $5, I just couldn't spend that amount for something that I wasn't 100% sure on getting my money back on. So next up is this cool little cross. It was $2 and I might have been able to make my money back on it, but I wasn't 100% sure. This brooch was kind of nice, but these stones looked kind of more like rhinestones than crystals. Also, there wasn't a maker's mark, so I didn't feel confident that I would be able to clean it up. Those were fun. All right, this is a really cute brooch. This was a glass Christmas tree brooch, and if it had been less than $6, I would have picked it up. If it had been just a few dollars, I definitely would have taken it home, but it was a little more than I wanted to spend. So coming up, these are like meh, dime a dozen, $5. Now these were eye-catching. They looked like really nice quality. They were $5, but they didn't have a maker's mark on them. I didn't show you that. These as well. They looked like really nice quality. And I was hoping there would be a maker's mark, but there weren't. But for that price, I would hope that there would be some kind of maker's mark or something to help me sell it, especially if I was a new seller. So as nice as these look, and I think I could make my money back on them, I wasn't willing to take the chance. These lion door knockers, I'm almost kicking myself that I didn't get. They were $5, and the reason I didn't get them is that you can see that some of the finish is worn off on the noses and ears. They were not marked. They were screwbacks. And these are ones that for $5, you know what, maybe I could have made my money back on them. And I'm kind of kicking myself. Maybe I should have picked those up, even though some of the wear was worn off on them. But they look like high quality, like couture style earrings. So those were ones I was on the fence on. Now I know Christmas jewelry sells. I do have some that I picked up from here, but this one had some like green corrosion or something on him. And maybe it could have been cleaned off, but I just didn't want to take the chance on him for, I think he was $6. Again, I'm looking through these earrings. There were a lot of clip-ons, and some of them looked like fair quality, but again, for the $5 or $6 they wanted, I really wanted to see a maker's mark for that price. These were really cute too, these back here, but then I started thinking, you know, they kind of look like Charming Charlie, so nice view of my thumb there. Again, they had some that looked like they might have been like, quote, couture, but these ended up having like plastic stones in them. And again, if the price was better, I might have gone ahead and picked those up. So not a lot there, swinging it up, looking up higher. A little more Christmas stuff. Yeah, I mean, these hearts were maybes. These ones were cool. Again, they kind of had that nice quality look, but again, there were no marks on them. And so I ended up passing. I don't know. They were iffy for me. It was just a matter of they didn't have marks, and then they wanted like $5 or $6 for them. So if the price had been a lot less, I might have gone ahead with and picked them up. So let's talk about what drew me to them. They are heavy quality. You can really see the detailing in there in that like basket weave. They had a lot of cool details and they looked like they were really well done. So that's what kind of drew me to them, to think, oh, maybe these have got, you know, a nice brand name, or maybe like a couture brand, just like those blue stone ones with that pebbled look earlier. Those were kind of heavy. They didn't look like messily made. They looked heavy and good quality. So all through here, these look like dime a dozen or pretty cheap kind of costume jewelry stuff you would find in a mall store maybe, or handmade even. So I didn't go in and really look at many of these because, yeah, they just didn't draw it in. I mean, some of them looked like, okay, and then on these ones, the reason I pulled these up, so these looked like really nice, but then when you get in there and look at those posts, you can see that, yeah, that's a gold frame, but then that post is maybe a stainless steel or surgical steel that they've used on the earring. So if I'm looking for something and hoping it might be a gold earring, most of the time you're not going to find gold earrings with posts that are not gold as well. I know there's a rare occurrence that it's going to happen, but generally you're not going to find gold earrings with those stainless steel surgical steel posts. So these next earrings drew me in, but when I started looking at them closer, they were really poor quality. You can see how the metal kind of looks like just mush. There's not a lot of good detailed, you know, swirls and things like that. And then the back, it was just kind of like glued in, and it was messily glued. So I was like, no, those don't look like very good quality. They're cool, and they could have done really well with those earrings, but they just looked so bad. And then the bangles, there's a mixed metal one there that was kind of nice, but I've got a few that I still need to list, but a lot of like just cheap little ones. So nothing else there for me. Let's take a look at what I did pick up. So I forgot to get footage of the jewelry case. They did have men's accessories, some cufflinks. Generally, as far as men's cufflinks go, or men's tie bars, tie tacks, I don't usually like to spend more than $1 or so on them because they can sit for a little while. However, if I find some that are really nice quality or ones that have got a really unique subject matter, I'm willing to pay a little bit more, which I will show you that in just a second. I spent $2.99 on these earrings. They are big hoop earrings. They are set in this kind of filigree looking, and it almost looks like it's got marcasites in there, but it doesn't. They're not silver, I don't think, but I just thought I liked that filigree a lot. I liked the hoops. They were unique looking, and for $3, again, my rule of thumb is I want to at least double my money, and on these, chances are that I'm going to list them right around the $15 to $17 range. So after fees and stuff, my profit, if these sell for that price, would be about $10. Because I really like that, it's kind of like an Art Nouveau style, that filigree, marcasite. It's like a romantic look, but then it mixes it with a little bit of modern. So that's why I chose these ones. Next up, I did buy a Christmas pin. So it's this little bear on a sleigh. It looked like it was really well made. It wasn't missing any stones. This one did not have a maker's mark. I spent $3 on him. And I will not wait to list him because people buy Christmas stuff year round. So this, I haven't done any research on him yet, but I'm guessing I'll probably list him around the $15 range. He's really cute. He's got some nice little Aurora Borealis stones down here. The enamel looks good. There's no chipping in the enamel anywhere. So I went ahead and got him because he was cute. $3, I'll do it. So I did get these for $5. I am taking a chance on them, honestly. So, and that's sometimes you just have to do that. If you've got something that you have a hunch, like I think I can do pretty well on this, sometimes you just have to take that chance. And then I pulled one off so I could show you. If you can see the post, that was another reason. The post was gold on these. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean for sure that it's going to be gold. Actually, these ones, I've already grabbed my magnet and checked them. They are magnetic, but they just look like nice quality. And I liked the pink with the gold, and there was a name for these and I can't think of them. It's like some of the Indian jewelry, like that has, oh gosh, I can't think of the name. I'll try to pop it up if I remember it. So I am taking a chance on these because they've got an unusual design. They're really bright and pink. So probably, again, I'll probably try to list them around $17, and we'll see how they do. But this one is, you know, sometimes you just have to take a chance on one every now and then, and it turns into a learning experience. I mean, honestly, that's how I've learned a lot of the things that I know, is by trial and error. So that's what I do. So next up, these are some cufflinks that I ended up spending $6 on, which is a lot for me. But I really liked the subject matter, which are these cars. I don't know if that's a Model A, or I'll find out what the car is, but there are crazy car guys who love their classic cars. And so it's got this guy in his, I mean, like from the 20s probably, car. And once I find out what that car is, I'll be able to make sure I put that in the listing. And then these are Swank brand, which is a pretty common brand as far as cufflinks go. But I find that brand doesn't necessarily matter. A lot of times people are looking for subject matter. That goes for any kind of costume jewelry, really. Some people love their brands, but some people are just like, I'm just looking for some cufflinks for my dad. And he really likes this, whatever brand of car this is. So that's what they're going to look for. So again, without having done any research, I'm guessing I'm probably going to put these around $17 to $20. Now, if I go online and find that there's a million of these, well, then hopefully I'll just make my money back, maybe a couple bucks. But I, took a chance on them and went with the $6, which is, again, a lot for me to spend. So the next item I picked up was a bracelet, and it is a hinged bracelet that has a closure like this. It is a box style closure. There is no maker's mark that I could find. It's this open weave with these stars. The reason I got it, one, the finish looks really good. There aren't a whole lot of, I don't really see any places where the gold tone had been rubbed off. And also, I really like bracelets like this personally. So I know there are other people out there because it just looks more finished. It looks like a higher quality bracelet. If it's got a nice box clasp, a safety chain would be a bonus. And you know what? I just saw a maker's mark. The tag was covering it, so there's a little mark down there. So let me get my loop and see what that says. Bonus. It just looks like either an LL or an 11, depending on which way you look at it. All right, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to charge for this one, but probably in the $25 to $30 range. And I am going to look at it a little bit closer. It's not magnetic, so I don't really think that it's going to be gold, but I'll keep you posted. The next item I got, again, was $5, and I might have overpaid on this one, but nostalgia. It's this big silver tone bow. It's got a finish on it like maybe it's silver plated, but it's magnetic, so it's not sterling silver. But this reminds me of the 80s so much. So I was willing to take a chance on this big bow brooch. And I mean, I'm guessing I'll probably list it for the $17 to $20, again, depending on what I find out there. I know there's going to be quite a few bows, maybe similar to this, but if this is something that is not a dime a dozen out there, when people are looking for a big bow brooch, then they might stumble upon mine and realize, oh, that's the one I want, and they're willing to pay a little bit more because maybe the other one is smaller, or maybe the other one doesn't look like it's folded and has as nice fold marks, or people when they're shopping, they'll find one that fits exactly the picture in their mind, and then that's the one they have to have, and they're willing to pay a little bit more for that item. So generally I price mine a little bit higher, especially if I don't see another one just like it out there. So this one, again, probably, what did I say, $17 to $20, depending on what I find out there. So these are some cufflinks that, again, I'm taking a chance on. They are unbranded, and I did spend $6 on them. The reason I went ahead and spent $6 is that the quality on these are phenomenal. They're so nice. If you look at jewelry or cufflinks or anything, when you see the finish on these edges, it's really nice. The stone is polished and very symmetrical. It looks like really high quality. They're very heavy. And again, I was really surprised that they didn't have a maker's mark on them. So again, this is one of those people are going to be looking for a specific style. And if they come across like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, oval, gold frame, nice quality, heavy set, then they'll be willing to spend a little bit more. So I'll probably list things for around $20, if not more, depending on what else I find out there. Now, these earrings fly in the face of everything I said. They didn't have a maker's mark. They were $5. They're fair quality. Let me open it up and show you. They're clip-ons, which can tend to sit for a little bit. They're not amazingly made. I don't think they're couture. They didn't scream couture at me. But what they did have was this really nice Rivoli Stone. So a Rivoli Stone is like this. It's got this point on it, and it's usually got all these different colors that you can swirl around and see. I think this one is a watermelon Rivoli. And there are people that just love Rivoli stones. And so these ones I'll probably list for around $25. Even though they don't have a maker's mark, there will be people that are searching for that Rivoli stone. Okay, so the next two items I really did spend up on. They are a pair of cufflinks and the tie bar to go with them. The cufflinks were $7.99. The tie bar was $5.99, and my reason for getting them, one, is the style. They are marked, they are branded, but that's before I even saw the brand, I knew I wanted to get them. They are completely mid-century modern. They have that atomic look, so I'll be able to use that as a keyword, atomic, mid-century modern. That like in the Jetsons, you know, it's almost like that wonky looking triangle look, you know, so that's that atomic look. And then the black, the stones, I mean, they're really cool, and they are Sarah Coventry, which is a fair brand, but again, I don't think somebody that's going to be looking for mid-century modern cufflinks will necessarily even think to put in Sarah Coventry unless they had seen these and thought, hey, you know what? I want those Sarah Coventry ones that Jim Bob has over there. So I will list these together, which I don't always do, but I will list these two together, and I'll probably price them pretty high unless I see a ton of them out there. I mean, I'm thinking close to the like $60 or $70 mark for this. Maybe more, depending on what I see. So I think there's going to be somebody who just has to have them, and they'd be willing to pay. So these cufflinks, same deal with the Rivoli. I spent $6 on these, which is a lot for me to spend on cufflinks, but they have this green Rivoli stone in them. They're very cool, and I don't think they had a maker's mark on them. No maker's mark, but again, that stone, totally retro. Somebody's gonna love them, and so I'll probably price these around the $30 or $40 range, depending on what else I see out there. I have sold some Rivoli wrap ones, I think for like $75. I'll have to go back and look, $60 or $70. But they had this green Rivoli stone like that, and then like they had that mesh wraparound on the cufflink. So. And I spent $5 on these. Again, I'm taking a chance on them. They are branded, but I don't know right off the top of my head what the brand is. Let me show it to you. Can you see that in there? Probably not. So it's KJL. And I didn't know the brand, and I didn't really want to sit there and look it up. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take these home, and I'm going to look them up and find out what they are and see if they're worth anything, because it's like a learning experience. So that was something I was willing to take home, look them up and see if they might be worth something. The finish is really nice on the enamel for these. They look like they're nice quality. You can see the the rims in there. They look nicely made. So I thought they'd be worth taking the chance. $5 is a big chance, but I'm willing to take a look and see what that brand is. And I'll pop it in here because I'll do the research and share that with you. Finally, I did pick up these earrings for $5. And again, they look kind of just generic, but the reason I got them is, one, they're high quality, and they are Givenchy, which is a nice brand to pick up. So if you can see, it's kind of hard to see with that glare, but they are marked Givenchy, and they say Givenchy, Paris, New York. And there are people that want that nice quality. Now on these, I'm going to have to pop up the price because honestly, I don't know what they're going for. So again, I was willing to pay the $5. Now, as a general rule of thumb, I don't pay $5 for pieces that I'm going to sell. I did on some of these because I really thought that I was going to make my money back, double it or more. But usually I don't like to spend more than a couple bucks on pieces that I'm going to sell, just because you can. There's so many places out there, garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, online, that you can get a lot of inventory for really inexpensive. But I wanted to show, if you do have a thrift store near you where the prices are about $5 a piece if it's not on sale or you don't have a coupon, then how to sift through everything and pick out some nice quality things that you can go and double or triple your money or more on when you're selling them on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark. I hope you found this video very helpful. Please leave a comment down below and let me know about things that you found interesting in this, or maybe something that you would have done a little bit differently, because we all learn from each other. So make sure you check the comment section, everybody, and see what everybody is saying down there. If you enjoy videos like these about selling jewelry and learning about jewelry that you can pick up to resell for a profit, then make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button and get notified by hitting the bell. Also, if you're on Facebook, I would love to have you follow me at Texas Gal Treasures and join my jewelry group, Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, where we share all kinds of information about selling jewelry. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I will see you on the next one.